Okay, so we've we've gotten a ton of great insights on the future of AI in 2025,
Yeah.
from social media chatter to some heavy hitters like Satya Nadella on BG
Just
Square,
some big names in the
big
game.
names, plus tons of reports from all over the tech world.
Right.
What we want to do today is kind of cut through all the noise and like figure out the most important predictions
Sure.
for AI this coming year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're kind of at a really interesting point right now, just a couple of years after like
Yeah,
generative AI hit the scene, Chat GPT and everything.
right.
AI is not just some, abstract concept anymore. It's like
Totally.
changing how we deal with information. And honestly, this whole wave of AI that's not just,
Right.
processing information, but creating things,
Yeah.
whether it's, text images,
Hmm.
music based on, you give it a prompt
I,
and it makes something that's been a game changer.
It really has, and I think one of the big themes that keeps popping up in all this material is this idea of agentic AI, which sounds kind of sci-fi,
Right.
but all these reports are pointing to it as a real thing that's, advancing super fast.
Totally.
And we're talking about like AI tools that can like automate whole workflows,
Uh-huh.
and maybe even disrupt software as we know it, like, Sauce did years ago.
Yeah, well, and what's really fascinating here is that they're talking about like real independence, right? Like
Yeah.
Satya Nadella on VG Squared, he said straight up, quote, AI agents will replace all software,
Wow.
which is a huge statement, right? It's like saying that eventually
Yeah.
you won't be, opening up individual apps and doing things. You'll just have this AI that understands what you want to do
Right.
and then figures out all the steps and does it for you in the background.
So like a much more sophisticated version of what we think of as like a chat bot right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Google getting into the game with their Gemini AI
Mhm.
agents, that's another big signal that
Yeah.
this isn't just, the big players are really building this stuff.
Yeah, so what are we actually seeing these AI agents do right now? And like
Hmm.
what kind of advancements are we expecting?
Well, right now the focus is on those like multi-step tasks that used to need a human to like orchestrate everything.
Right.
Like say you want to schedule a bunch of meetings with people all over the world, different time zones,
Right.
or put together a big report, pulling info from all over the place,
Right.
or even just handle the first part of like customer service stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they're working on.
Yeah.
Microsoft's got these orchestrator bots, and everyone's waiting to see what OpenAI does with their
Right.
operator agents that they've been hinting at. But looking ahead, I mean, the potential is huge. We
Yeah.
could see, real autonomy,
Hmm.
AI managing schedules, making reports, even running parts of supply chains.
Wow.
For businesses, you can imagine AI writing, code booking, travel, all that kind of internal stuff just gets streamlined. And for us regular folks, imagine AI assistants
Hmm.
that can like actually solve your problems with customer service.
Totally. So it sounds like a big change in how we interact with
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah, definitely.
Another big one that keeps coming up is this idea of multimodal AI.
Yes.
It's like AI is about to get a whole lot better at understanding the world around it.
Yeah, you got it. It's like breaking down those old barriers where AI could only handle one type of data at a time, you know,
Okay.
instead of just text or just images. Now it's like they can understand and respond using all of it.
Right.
Text, images,
Yeah.
audio, video, all at the same time. Think of the possibilities in healthcare.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine a doctor could get a complete picture of a patient's health by having AI look at their medical history,
Right.
their MRI scans, even voice recordings of them describing their symptoms. All of that
Yeah.
integrated and understood as a whole.
So it's not just for specialized fields like medicine. How might this like affect our everyday devices?
Well, I mean, we're already seeing little bits of it, but by 2025, it should be much more integrated.
Right.
Like think about your virtual assistant today. You could talk to it, but imagine if
Yeah.
you could just tell it, make me a presentation about this, and it creates the whole thing with slides and everything.
Wow.
Or you show it a video and just tell what changes you want, and it edits it for you.
That's
The
wild.
idea is to have these immersive experiences where AI can really understand and generate different kinds of media,
That makes sense.
Like in healthcare, we talked about that more accurate diagnoses by
Yeah.
putting all that patient data together.
Yeah.
Or in content creation, your virtual assistant could make you a whole multimedia presentation or edit your home videos
Wow.
just based on what you tell it.
So shifting gears a bit, there's a lot of talk about open source AI really gaining traction.
Right.
And it seems like developing advanced AI is becoming more widely accessible.
Yeah, definitely. And What's really interesting is that these open source models, they're not just catching up.
Hmm.
They're actually sometimes beating the proprietary models from the big companies in some
Hmm.
cases.
Wow.
It's like DeepSeek is out there outperforming OpenAI and Meta's models,
Mm.
and it's cheaper, which is huge.
Wow.
Meta's been consistently releasing their cutting-edge models to the public,
Okay.
and that's been a big driver of this trend.
Yeah.
It's really democratizing AI,
Mm.
making it possible for smaller companies,
Yeah.
startups who maybe don't have the massive resources to compete with the big guys.
Yeah. So it's more than just, good vibes and sharing in the tech world.
Right.
What are the real benefits and maybe even some downsides to this?
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have faster innovation because of the collaboration and transparency.
Okay.
More people working on it, more ideas flowing. That means things move faster.
Makes sense.
But on the other hand, it creates this tension with the giants like OpenAI and Google who are investing so much in their closed systems.
Right.
So it raises these questions, who gets to build AI? Who profits from it?
Yeah.
It also brings up issues of intellectual property and whether open source can really be sustainable in the long run.
Those are really interesting questions for sure. Another trend that seems to be exploding is generative AI.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about text anymore, right?
Right. Text generation was the big thing that got everyone's attention. But now it's branching out.
Okay.
Like, look at visual content tools like DALL-E are totally changing how businesses create ads and tell stories
Right.
with these crazy, realistic, and creative images.
Yeah.
In music and audio, we have AI composers now that can make personalized soundtracks for
Wow.
everything, marketing campaigns, background music, you name it. And then you have the really big stuff, like in
Yeah.
science and medicine platforms like AlphaFold are speeding up the discovery of new drugs and materials.
That's incredible. So it seems like AI is moving away from this one-size-fits-all approach to being more specialized.
Exactly.
Which brings us to specialized AI models.
Right. The future isn't just these giant general-purpose AI models.
Oh,
We're going to see a lot more smaller, specialized models designed to be really good at one specific thing.
okay.
Like in finance, they're getting amazing at spotting fraudulent transactions by analyzing these complex patterns really precisely.
Got it.
In healthcare, they're helping with everything from diagnosis to predicting patient outcomes using very specific data.
Uh-huh.
And in robotics, specialized AI is making robots do more and more complicated tasks in manufacturing and logistics.
So what are the benefits of these smaller, more focused models over the big ones?
Well, one big thing is they need a lot less computing power, so they're more energy efficient
Okay.
and cheaper to run.
Right.
They're also way better for situations where you don't have a lot of resources, like the AI that runs drones or sensors or self-driving cars, where you need that real-time processing.
So it's not just about efficiency, it's about making AI work in all kinds of real-world
Exactly.
situations.
Okay.
It seems like AI is also becoming a pretty powerful partner for scientists.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Science and AI. A powerful partnership for discovery is a major trend. AI can process tons of data
Yeah.
and find patterns that humans might miss. And that's transforming science in all kinds of fields.
Okay.
Like in medicine, it's speeding up drug discovery like crazy and also helping with personalized medicine
Wow.
by analyzing individual genetic data. In materials, science researchers are using AI to design sustainable new materials and crazy strong stuff for all kinds of industries.
Mhm.
And even in math, AI algorithms are helping solve those really tough problems.
That's amazing. So it's not just theoretical stuff in labs, it's changing how businesses actually
Completely.
number.
Yeah, AI transforming business operations is happening now, and it's only going to get bigger.
Okay.
We're seeing AI tools that can predict customer behavior really well,
Mm.
so businesses can target their marketing better.
Right.
AI is optimizing operations too. Predicting when machines need maintenance, adjusting supply chains on the fly. And maybe the biggest thing, AI, is supercharging research and development. So companies can design and test new stuff much faster.
That's a big deal. So as AI gets more and more integrated into everything, this whole discussion about how it's developed and used becomes super important.
It's crucial. Responsible AI,
Mm-hmm.
navigating regulations, is going to be a huge focus in 2025.
Okay.
As AI becomes part of our daily lives, we really need clear rules about how it's used. Data handling is a big one.
Right.
GDPR set a global standard, and we're seeing companies really focusing on user privacy in their products.
Okay.
But it's not just about protecting data.
Right.
It's about making sure AI is fair and accountable. There's a lot of work being done to test AI models for bias
Yeah.
and make sure they're making decisions fairly. They're also recognizing that you need diverse teams developing AI to avoid bias.
Right.
And there's this growing sense that we need some kind of oversight, regulatory bodies guidelines for using AI responsibly.
So it's a complex landscape with a lot of different factors.
Definitely. And because AI is global, there's a lot of effort to get international cooperation on all this.
Right.
It's not just one country's problem.
Makes sense. So on a more positive note, it seems like people are recognizing that AI can be a big help
Yeah.
with sustainability.
Yeah, AI driving sustainability.
Right.
A greener future is a huge trend.
Okay.
AI can analyze massive amounts of data and optimize these complex systems,
Right.
which is perfect for managing resources,
Yeah.
cutting waste, and making things more efficient all over the place.
That's awesome.
By 2025, we're expecting AI to be even more important for optimizing power grids
Okay.
and integrating renewable energy sources.
Uh,
In agriculture, AI tools will keep getting better
yeah.
at things like crop monitoring, pest detection, and water management, which means more sustainable farming.
Cool.
We'll also see progress in green tech, with AI predicting the best spots for solar and wind farms
Right.
and making energy storage more efficient. AI is also helping with the circular economy by making recycling better, and it's getting better at climate modeling and forecasting, which is really important for planning and reducing our carbon footprint.
So even though there's a lot of concern about AI,
Yeah,
it can also be a really powerful tool for its
totally.
good.
It's a tool, and how we use it is up to us.
Exactly. Speaking of global impact, the global AI race seems to be heating up.
Oh yeah, the competition for AI dominance is definitely getting more intense.
Okay.
You've got the U.S. with its tech giants like OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA,
Right.
tons of investment from both private and public sectors. Then you have China with its state-backed funding,
Uh,
companies like Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent.
right.
Their Made in China 2025 plan is all about
Mhm.
industrial automation, healthcare, and even surveillance.
Wow.
And then you have the EU with its focus on ethical AI and the EU AI Act.
Yeah.
And of course, you have other players too, like South Korea, Japan, India, all making strides in different areas.
Nice.
But it's not just about who has the best tech. It's also about who gets to shape the global rules around AI.
So it's about influence as much as...
Exactly. Cybersecurity, data, privacy, ethics, all of that.
Okay, so let's shift from competition to collaboration.
Sure.
This idea of people and AI working together seems a lot more hopeful.
The focus is shifting from AI replacing humans to AI augmenting what humans can do.
Okay.
By 2025, we should see a lot more of this collaboration in action.
Cool.
Like in creative fields, designers are already using AI tools to come up with ideas faster and personalize their work.
Yeah.
Writers are using AI for drafting, editing, and adapting their style for different audiences.
Interesting.
In healthcare, AI is supporting doctors with diagnosis and treatment planning. But human expertise is still essential.
Got it.
Engineers are using AI for all sorts of complex analysis and design work. And in education, AI is helping to personalize learning.
Wow.
Even in the everyday workplace, AI tools are handling those routine tasks so people can focus on more strategic, creative stuff.
So it's about combining the strengths of humans and AI.
Exactly. We can achieve more together.
And all this amazing stuff relies on a solid foundation of
Right.
infrastructure.
Totally. Building the foundations for AI. Hardware and infrastructure is key.
Okay.
All these advances in AI algorithms depend on having the right hardware and infrastructure to support them.
Right.
By 2025, we're going to see even better next-generation processors designed specifically for AI's heavy workloads,
Makes sense.
plus more specialized AI hardware solutions. Energy efficiency is becoming a bigger and bigger deal as AI models get more complex,
Right.
and we need to keep improving the infrastructure for handling all that data needed to train and run AI.
Yeah.
That means things like high-speed storage and scalable cloud computing platforms.
So it's about both the brains and the brawn of...
You got it. They both need to keep evolving.
Okay, so all these advancements should make a noticeable difference in how we actually use tech
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, AI enhances user experiences is all about making tech feel more intuitive and personal. By 2025, virtual assistants should have way better memory and contextual awareness
Right.
so they can understand us better and give us what we need more seamlessly.
Yeah.
We'll probably see more integrated multimodal experiences where you can use voice, text, and visuals.
Cool.
And AI will get better at picking up on those little nuances in how we communicate so it feels more natural.
Interesting. So tech will understand us better and we'll understand it better.
Exactly. It's all about breaking down those barriers.
Yeah. Awesome. One last thing I want to touch on is AI's impact on jobs and the economy?
Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people are thinking about it.
Yeah.
By 2025, we expect to see new jobs specifically related to AI, things like AI development, data management,
Okay.
AI ethics consulting, that sort of thing.
Right.
And there's a big push for reskilling and upskilling the workforce so people can work alongside AI.
Makes sense.
Now, AI will automate some jobs for sure, but it'll also free up people to focus on higher level tasks that need human skills.
Yeah.
The overall economic impact is predicted to be huge, more productivity, more innovation,
Right.
but we need to make sure everyone benefits from that, not just a few.
Totally. So a lot of change and a lot of opportunity.
Exactly.
Another area where AI is playing a key role is in cybersecurity?
Absolutely. AI and cybersecurity. A high-stakes arms race is a good way to put it.
Right.
On the one hand, AI is becoming essential for defending against cyber attacks.
Okay.
It can analyze tons of data in real time to spot and stop threats.
Right.
And it can even automate those responses to contain attacks quickly.
Wow.
But the bad guys are using AI too to make their attacks more sophisticated and harder to detect.
Right.
So it's this constant back and forth, this arms race between the good guys and the bad guys.
So it sounds like the cybersecurity landscape is going to be
Oh yeah, it's going to keep evolving.
constantly changing.
Definitely.
Okay, last but not least, this bonus trend. Smarter, faster AI applications.
Right. This is about making AI itself better, more efficient. By 2025, we expect AI applications to be smarter, faster, and better at using resources.
Got it.
That means algorithms that can allocate computing power based on what's needed, innovations to cut down energy use,
Right.
faster processing speeds for real-time applications, and making AI more scalable so more people can use it.
So it's about making AI better on a fundamental level.
Exactly. Not just adding new bells and whistles, but making the core technology better.
Awesome. Well, this has been a really insightful look at where AI is headed in 2025.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's clear that the next year is going to be full of big changes across all sorts of different areas.
Absolutely.
So as you think about all of this, it's worth asking yourself which of these advancements is going to have the biggest impact on you,
Right.
your work, your life.
And what new questions do all these changes raise for us as a society?
Yeah,
It's something we need to keep thinking about and talking about.
for sure. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
This has been The Deep Dive.
It has.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.